These are the two instruments proposed by Filtrek to monitor the hydraulic fluid. The first one, on the right, is a monitor for measuring the particle contamination on the hydraulic fluid. It is possible to connect it to the hydraulic circuit using the two mini-mesh connections on the sides of the instruments. It is also possible to unscrew the mini-mesh and use the threaded female, 1/4 inch connections. The second one, on the left, is a relative humidity sensor for monitoring the water content in the hydraulic fluid. It has a threaded male, 3/4 inch connection to connect to the hydraulic circuit. Both instruments also have an electrical connection for power supply and for connecting to a machine PLC or to a computer for viewing and recording the data. The electrical connection is the same for both the instruments. Different types of cables, available in the catalog, are used to make the connection. The cables can be used for both the solid particle contamination monitor and the humidity sensor. The simplest cable has free wires that can be connected directly to a machine's PLC. 2 wires are used for the instrument power supply, while the others are used for data connection. A simple connector is also available. The wires for power and data transmission can be welded to it. If you only need to power the instrument without data transmission to a PLC or PC, we offer a power cable complete with power supply. In this case, the results can only be showed by the instrument display. This cable is practically useless for the humidity sensor, which does not have a display to read the data. If you need to power and connect the instrument to a PC, you can use this cable for power. It is possible to connect the power supply to the cable A serial port is provided for connection to the PC. If the computer does not have a serial port, but only USB ports, the appropriate connection cable can be used. Filtrek has developed a software that allows you to view and record data from both the monitor and the humidity sensor on a PC. Here we can see our monitor and humidity sensor mounted on the multi-pass bench we use to test the efficiency of our filters. Both the monitor and the humidity sensor are electrically connected with the cables we saw earlier. The monitor is hydraulically connected using mini-mesh hoses, while the humidity sensor is screwed on a block, available in our catalog, with 3/4 inch and 1 inch female connections. The monitor and humidity sensor are connected to the PC using the serial plug and the serial to USB adapter. To download the FMS series software, please access the Filtrek website and navigate to the Fluid Management Products section. From there, select the FMSC series and open the Download tab. Within this section, you will find the software. By clicking on it, the download will start automatically. This process ensures quick and direct access to the latest available version of the software. To start the software, double-click the corresponding icon. When launched, the program opens on the serial ports screen, which is used to manage the serial connections. Here you can select the COM port to which the first sensor is connected and set the baud rate, which is 9600 by default. If the connection is successful, the sensor model and serial number will be displayed. To close the connection, click on Close. If an incorrect COM port is selected, a warning message will automatically appear. The same procedure can be repeated for the second sensor, although it is also possible to operate with just one sensor. From the side menu, by clicking on Parameters, you access the screen dedicated to reading and writing sensor parameters, as well as resetting the operating time. For the first sensor, the real-time readings of relative humidity and temperature are displayed. The operating time is also shown and can be reset if necessary. Additionally, it is possible to configure the analog outputs on pins 6 and 7. After selecting the desired parameters, click Write to apply them or Restore Factory Values to return to the default settings. For the particle counter, all available device parameters are displayed. For a detailed description of each parameter, please refer to the manual. You can modify parameters such as the pause time, operating mode, communication settings, and operating time. You can also select the standard displayed on the device screen. For example, by selecting the S.p.A standard and clicking Write, the device will apply the new setting. It is also possible to restore the factory settings via Restore Factory Values. The software also allows you to read the data stored internally in the device and export it in CSV format. Clicking the dedicated button opens a window where you can choose the destination folder and the file name. You can also delete the internal memory of the device by using Reset Memory. By selecting Dashboard from the side menu, you access the screen used for acquiring monitoring data, where real-time graphs are also generated. The dashboard is divided into 3 sections. On the right, the graphs. Top left, the monitoring configuration parameters. Bottom left, the real-time data from the sensors. You can choose the contamination class standard and set lower and upper limits for temperature and humidity. For example, you can enter 30 and 50 degrees for temperature and 0 and 50 for humidity. Limits can also be defined for each contamination class value corresponding to particles of 4, 6, 14, and 21 micrometers. In this example, we enter sample values such as 19, 18, and 16, leaving the 21 micron limit empty. It is also possible to set the particle counter measuring time. It is recommended to keep it at 1 or set it to 2 for particularly clean fluids. You can also configure the interval between measurements, which can range from 1 minute to 4,000 minutes. Finally, you can define the total number of measurements, for example, 5. The software will automatically calculate the overall duration of the acquisition. A report name and optional notes can be added before starting. Pressing Start begins the acquisition. During the process, the data is also shown in the graph. If a value exceeds the defined threshold, the corresponding point in the graph will be marked with an asterisk. For example, a 21/20/17 reading exceeds the limits for 4, 6, and 14 micron particles, so those points will appear as asterisks. Since no limit was set for 21 micron particles, that value remains unchanged. When the readings return within the limits, the graph returns to its standard display. This makes it easy to identify any improvements or deteriorations in the fluid's contamination class. At the end of the acquisition, the software automatically generates a PDF report in the Filtrek HCAR Reports folder, which is created in Documents. Opening a report, for example, the most recent one, you will find an initial header summarizing the selected settings, a table showing temperature, humidity, and contamination class for each particle size, with values highlighted in red if outside the limits. Graphs are also included, along with a table showing particle concentration over time. The software also allows you to import a previously acquired CSV file and instantly visualize the corresponding graphs, which is useful for quickly reviewing past data. This has been a general overview of the software. We thank you for your interest and attention. For more details or specific questions, our team is at your full disposal.